Inside The Masterminds. I'm your host, Valli Williams. I'm a lender with C2 Financial, the nation's #1 mortgage broker. And I am here today with a mastermind himself, Tim Diamond.
Hello, thank you for
I love
having
that
me.
last name.
No relation to Neil. I get that a lot.
I mean, but it's like diamonds. Everyone loves diamonds.
Yeah, diamonds are forever. Or yeah, it came out when we were getting married, so it was perfect. We walked down the aisle to that.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs with diamond that really help.
So you got a few deals going on, and you have
do.
a few that you closed. Well, I don't know how many did you close. You closed quite a bit last year, right?
I did, yeah, and I finished the year pretty good. I double-ended one in December in Carlsbad, and then I closed one to start January 4th. I closed one in Mission Beach.
Yeah.
For 1.55. So good start so far.
You got a few going on. So where do you
I
see
do.
2020 your business headed?
More listings. I'm growing the team. I'm bringing on 2 team members.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're starting okay.
I am. I have one who's a content creator, was in film for a long time in Hollywood.
Okay.
He had an undergrad in real estate from USC, so he's moving back, and then another agent.
Find.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's a content creator, so he's going to bring
Yeah.
a lot of the video production, and interviewing firefighters and getting tips on what homeowners should look for and things like that.
Firefighters are important right now.
Absolutely, especially what's going on in Australia. It's sad.
Well, that and we just had so much rain the year past
Mm-hmm.
that I told everybody on my Facebook, like, go up your policy, make sure your policies are secure
Yeah.
because I'm an East County girl, so
Yep.
we're going to start having fires. And then, boom, people started getting dropped.
Yeah, I know.
So-
It's insane, especially where we live, and especially on the disclosures, you see like everything's in a fire zone. It seems like nowadays. Like,
Oh, everything.
yeah, it's crazy. but-
California Fair Plan is going bananas.
Yeah, I know it is. So it's a good year. So I'm growing with him. I'm bringing on another seasoned agent. So growing the team, probably maybe 3 members this year. Hopefully to do a lot more listings. Hopefully triple production. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and I'm kind of all over the place at this point. I have a listing in 2 in Escondido. Just close to one in Mission Beach, one in Point Loma, and then another one in La Jolla Shores.
But you told me you go even all the way out to East County.
Oh, I
if
do.
you
So
need
I've
to.
actually sold from Huntington Beach to Imperial Beach to Santee. So I'm all over. I've sold in Lake Elsinore.
Yeah.
So I've done it all. I mean, when I started in the business, I wouldn't turn down anything. And so I did a lot of driving, a lot of commuting. But I think that's what you have to do if you're hungry and you want it. You have to go kind of where you're called.
And you're hungry and you want it.
Absolutely.
That's
That's
good.
it.
You can't grow without it.
That's it.
What do you think this year, 2020? I mean, I'm excited. Rates are super low. People are jumping to buy property. They're jumping to refinance. They're looking for investment properties. Where do you feel like our market's headed this year?
Well, I mean, I don't see prices coming down at this point because we have such a supply and demand issue. I mean, I did a radius the other day from Carlsbad down to Bay Park and over, and there's 22 detached homes under 930. I mean, obviously I hugged the 52. I didn't go too far inland, but I was just checking out stuff, and we just have an inventory. Like 2 of my listings, so the listing in La Jolla Shores, there's 3 buildings, probably 480 units. There's only one, our listing's the only one on. Point Loma, there's another 400 units. We're the only one on there too.
Jeez.
So yeah, so I mean, it's awesome for like with rates being low, but it's finding that. So I don't see prices coming down at any point. But
What do you think your strength or forte is in selling?
me, I think it's building trust and just being genuine. I tell my clients all the time, I'm not like a transactional guy. It's long term. It's building relationships, and I'm proud to say that like most of my clients today are friends. And it's checking in. It's doing the simple things. And I think a lot of people are so focused on promoting themselves, they forget that we should really be checking in on the clients and making sure that.
You know what I've noticed a lot lately?
Oh, what's that?
A lot of realtors, because we're like really saturated with realtors right now, they don't really know law, like
Right.
real estate law or the contract, and that can get you in a lot of trouble.
Absolutely.
Do you think your team kind of provides like security in that?
Yeah, and I feel very confident just in the broker that we have.
Yeah.
I can rely on my broker heavily if there's things I don't know. And like you said, we're saturated in agents. I had I won't say company or anything, but I had an agent the other day who didn't even know what a 1031 exchange is.
Okay.
So it's just, I think there's a lot of people need to educate
take a
themselves.
deep breath
Yeah.
and you deal with that. You
Yeah.
educate them.
Absolutely.
You try to help them.
And I
Yeah.
think people are. Our job is to service the buyer and seller,
Yeah.
right? And that's our job, and to
Yeah, you
educate
got to keep
them.
yourself out of the way of
Yeah,
it. Just
exactly.
whatever it helps, whatever I can do to help to get from point A to point B.
That's it. And I think, and I think continuing to educate ourselves is the most important thing we can do
True.
in this business. Because it's not about us. It's about the buyer, the seller, the client.
Okay, Tim, I'm going to go deep with you.
All right.
I have a real deep question.
Okay.
Why do you do this? Why do you sell real estate?
Mine's simple.
Okay.
I moved to San Diego when I was 3 from London, and my parents got divorced when I was in 4th grade. So I went to one elementary school in Santee. I moved to Mira Mesa, and I went to 3 different elementary schools, 2 junior highs, 3 junior highs, and a high school. So I moved almost every year.
Yeah,
so
it's hard.
Yeah, so I got used to moving and knowing how hard it was as a kid to like get adapted to schools and like that kind of process. And I saw so many different houses. I developed this passion for it, and I really have a passion for like helping families navigate through that because it's number one, the most important and biggest investment you'll ever make in your life. But number 2, it's stressful, you know, and and when kids move from out of state or other cities and like they're terrified, and to be able to kind of share my experiences and let them know it'll be all right, you know?
so cool.
And like, I think the time for me, when I got to high school, I knew everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it was
Every
like that.
school.
And then I think that's what's kept my network so big is just, you know, so I look at it as a positive, you know, a lot of people are like, oh man, that sucks you moved so much, but
No,
I'm
but
glad I did, you know?
I love that's a success story. You get successful through adversity.
Right.
Taking that struggle and turning it into something positive, but not just for yourself, but for other people.
Absolutely.
So you speaking about being a genuine person, like that's where it comes from.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as I know, we only get one life, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to ruin my reputation in this city. So like, I always want to just lead by example and just leave a good taste in people's mouths.
I love
you know?
that.
And that's where I don't want to have to like worry if I'm going to get a bad review. I know I'm going to get a good one just because I know how I treat my clients.
You don't think that a bad review like takes a checkbox off of like, you know, I've been doing a lot of business.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
Not
like
everybody,
you.
no, not everybody's going to like you, you know, and some
to
people are
that
challenging.
are shopping for an agent, why would they choose you? What would make them want to choose you? Besides being genuine and obviously you know what you're doing.
I think just, like I said, moving as much as I have, I've
Yeah.
lived in almost every nook and cranny of this
So
city.
you haven't just like sold homes there, you've freaking lived
Right,
there.
exactly. So like I said, started in Santee, moved to Mira Mesa, graduated high school, lived over San Diego State, Pacific Beach. I did downtown, worked in Chula Vista. Now I live in Encinitas. So I mean, I'm literally
So you know every bump in the freeway.
right. And also my mom was
You need to be in
yeah,
the
seriously.
third lane.
You stay in the third lane,
coming.
exactly. And my mom was a concierge
Okay.
growing up my whole life.
Oh.
So I look at this business as a realtor that we're kind of like a concierge,
It
right?
is.
Because we need to know where the good schools are, where the good restaurants are.
And be available all the time.
That's it. And I mean, I watched my mom do this as like her
Absolutely,
profession.
that has an impact on
Right.
you.
Totally. So it's like I think moving and seeing how my mom treated the people that came in from out of town
Yeah.
and could educate them. That's kind of like why I think for me it's like I did loans too. I don't think a lot of agents
No, they don't know loans.
they don't know loans. So I think if I can educate them, obviously I lead that up to the expert, right? Because the guidelines are constantly changing, and that's why we rely heavy
But
on.
it's good to know, to
It
have
is-
a foundation.
Exactly. So, you know, and just things to be aware for, and that also I can help make my loan officer's life easier as well by making sure that necessary documents are getting turned.
Appreciate that
Right.
so much.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why I think should be hired.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I like Tim. I think you bring a lot to the industry. I appreciate you being here today with us. Everyone loves diamonds. Reach out to Tim Diamond if you're looking to sell or buy in San Diego. Thank you guys so much for watching Inside the Masterminds.